Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Khalid Masood Kareem. In this weekly video tutorial, I will share technical aspects of top volume leaders of the Karachi Stock Exchange. The purpose of this video is only for showing technical aspects and techniques. It is not a recommendation to buy or sell. The Karachi Stock Exchange 100 Index had closed at 43,741 level on December 18, 2020. The weekly closing is above the projected weekly pivot level of 43,201 level. The weekly resistance and support levels are at 45,321 and 41,947 respectively. Technically, the index has opted for a bullish breakout, despite the last week's small-bodied white candle. More upside gains are expected, if it respects the breakout zone. The PRL had closed at 21.61 level on December 18, 2020. The closing is below the weekly pivot level of 21.73. The weekly resistance and support levels are at 28.85 and 20.23 respectively. Technically, the appearance of a long-legged doji, after a 2-week duration surge, reflects an indecision. The HASCOL had closed at 15.07 level on December 18, 2020. The closing is below the weekly pivot level of 15.23 level. The weekly resistance and support levels are at 18.08 and 13.07 respectively. Technically, profit taking occurred at weekly higher levels. The HASCOL 9 had closed at 30.00 level on December 18, 2020. The closing is above the weekly pivot level of 27.23. The weekly resistance and support levels are at 39.70 and 27.26 respectively. Technically, the stock is in strong uptrend. The TRG had closed at 74.86 level on December 18, 2020. The closing is above the weekly pivot level of 74.30. The weekly resistance and support levels are at 82.50 and 61.45 respectively. Technically, the stock is in resting phase. The Fuji Foods had closed at 17.51 level on December 18, 2020. The closing is above the weekly pivot level of 17.03. The weekly resistance and support levels are at 19.75 and 15.91. Technically, the stock is slightly bullish. Hope you have enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe to my YouTube channel.